Hello everyone and welcome. In this video I'll be sharing my thoughts on Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 Episode 9. As is the norm with all my videos, I won't be holding back on any spoilers, so please do keep that in mind. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin. I have to say I'm kind of surprised by the overwhelmingly positive reception that this episode has received, because personally I just didn't care for it. And I now find myself feeling the same way that I did last season and the season before that, in that I'm really struggling to find the motivation to carry on watching this show. But don't worry, I will still continue watching it and making these videos, because I know you sickos out there love watching me torture myself by talking about something that I'm not enjoying. So don't worry, these reviews will still continue. So let me explain why I didn't like this episode. The episode begins with Ginny lining up Grace, Sarah, Luciana and Daniel. And I guess that the writers were hoping that this lineup would evoke similar emotions to the ones we felt when seeing the Negan lineup in The Walking Dead, but it just fell flat for me because I don't really care about any of these characters. You know, I think the writers were hoping we'd be watching it and be nervous and be scared and be sitting there going, oh no, don't kill Grace. But like I said, none of these characters I don't care about them anymore. I mean, Grace is just a dull character, Sarah is awful, and Luciana and Daniel, they haven't done anything on this show since Morgan came over in season 4. If anything, I think killing them would actually be doing them a favour, because they're so wasted on this show now. So yeah, I just didn't care. I mean, Ginny could have killed all of them. I don't care. So sorry, the lineup just didn't work for me. Ginny is about to kill a pregnant Grace when Morgan arrives in just the nick of time. And again, this goes back to what I said in some of my 6A reviews, in that this show just feels like a Morgan power fantasy now. Whenever anyone is in trouble, Morgan arrives on his horse to save the day, and it's just getting really predictable and irritating now. Morgan tells Ginny that it's over, and Ginny says, well, it's not over, I have all these rangers still. And then Strand says, well, actually, I've been building up an army. I've been recruiting your rangers to join me and rise up against you. And I have to admit, I did like that. That was probably the best part of the episode for me, because I like how Strand he's been kind of consistent to the character that we saw in the first 3 seasons. You know, he's doing these double crossings, he's making these deals, and that's the Strand that keeps me on my toes, and that's the Strand I liked from the first 3 seasons of the show. So I think the writers have done a good job with Strand this season. I didn't expect that, and yeah, like I said, that was probably for me the highlight of the episode, but the rest of it just wasn't very good in my opinion. To cut a long story short, Strand shoots Ginny, but Ginny survives and then crawls behind a car for cover whilst this firefight takes place. Morgan finds her, he's about to kill her, but then Ginny says that if you kill me, you never find Grace and Daniel. And Grace and Daniel have been bundled into cars and taken somewhere else whilst this firefight is going on. So Ginny says, take me to Dakota and you can have Grace and Daniel back. And speaking of Daniel, it's just really weird watching his character now, because he is just like a fragile old man. I mean, they throw him in the car and he's there like quivering, and I don't know, I mean, like in the first 3 seasons of the show, wasn't he revealed to be like an ex-member of some kind of military death squad, and he's doing all this crazy John Wick shit, yet in this episode he's just like a pathetic little fragile man who gets thrown in a car and taken away. And yeah, I don't know, it's just hard to watch. Like, what have they done to Daniel? They've just moved him out of the way just so Morgan can come along and do all the cool stuff, and it's just not fair, and yeah, it's just irritating. At the end of the episode, Daniel says hello to Strand, and Strand says, oh, so you do remember Daniel? And then Daniel says, yes, but that's a story for another day. And I don't know, maybe I'm being cynical here, but I don't think this other day is ever going to come about. I don't think we're ever going to find out why Daniel was kind of acting like he had amnesia and memory loss in 6A, because I don't think the writers had it planned out. I don't think they knew what to do with him, which is evidenced by the fact that this plot point went absolutely nowhere. It just kind of reminded me of Star Wars The Force Awakens, when Maz Kanata has Luke's lightsaber, and then when she's asked how she got it, she says, oh, good question, but a story for another time. And that another time never comes. In the films, we never learn why she has the lightsaber. I think Disney did put it in some kind of art book that they released, you know, years after the movie or whatever, but we never got an explanation to that because it wasn't thought through. And I just think that's the same with Daniel. I just don't think we're ever going to learn why he acted the way he did, and his behaviour in 6A is just completely pointless. I don't know, maybe they will come out and explain it and I'll be proven wrong, but it didn't achieve anything from what I can see, from what I've witnessed so far. So I don't see the point of any of it, to be honest. So yeah, a bit of a letdown. Anyway, Morgan patches Ginny up, and then Ginny reveals to him that Dakota isn't actually her sister, but is her daughter. And again, I don't know what reaction the writers expected from me at this point, but they didn't get one, because she said that and I was just like, oh, okay. Like, it doesn't change anything for me because I still dislike both of them. I don't know what I was supposed to feel. I don't know if I was supposed to go, oh, she's her daughter, so I understand why she's threatening pregnant women and now I like her, because I don't. It still doesn't excuse what she's done. I don't care if it's your daughter. I still can't stand both of you. So I don't know what this reveal was supposed to do. It just fell flat for me. I was just like, oh, great. Don't care. I still can't stand either of you. I don't know. Did it change your opinion on them? Let me know. But for me, I just thought, I don't care. You're still an arsehole. Morgan manages to get Ginny to the unnamed community that he's building. Alicia is there, and as usual, every time Alicia is on the screen, we get some close-up shots of her thick ass. Ginny is taken inside by Morgan, and then Strand arrives with his rangers, and then Sherry arrives with her group. And there's a bit of a standoff because both these groups want justice and want Ginny to be killed for what she's done. Ginny tells Morgan to take her outside and kill her because that will avoid further bloodshed, and it will also avoid her being taken away by one of these groups and tortured and having a long, drawn-out, horrible death. But Morgan then comes up with some bullshit excuse and says, oh no, I can't do that because I don't want the only reason for me being alive is because I killed you. I don't want that being the only reason I survived being shot. Before we get to that point, we also have some cliche dialogue between Morgan and Ginny when they're walking, and Ginny is telling Morgan that you're the same as me, and then Morgan says, no, we're not the same. Fascinating. Morgan takes Ginny outside and he's about to kill her, and then he has these flashbacks of him killing other people. And of course, with Morgan being Morgan, he changes his mind, and now cue the return of pacifist Morgan. We can't kill her, we can't let her death be the foundations of this new world. And oh my god, like, I just wanted to just turn it off then and there. I mean, you know I hate this. I mean, I couldn't stand Morgan in season 4 and 5. In 6A, he finally became bearable. I finally started to like him. And now yet again, we're back to preachy, annoying Morgan. We can't kill, all life is precious. I'm just done. I just can't stand this shit. Just fuck Morgan. Honestly, fuck Morgan. I just don't understand why he doesn't kill her. Ginny threatened your pregnant girlfriend. She sent a bounty hunter to kill you. She shot you. Have you learnt nothing? How can someone do all this and you just could say, oh no, they don't deserve to die? Like, why are we still having this debate on these shows? I'm over it. I'm just sick of this. Oh no, we can't kill nonsense that keeps coming up over and over again. It's not just on this show, it's on The Walking Dead as well. They keep having this debate and it's like, we should be past this now. I'm sick of hearing about it. And I also don't understand the sympathy that I'm seeing for Ginny online right now. There's a lot of people saying, oh, she's not the real villain. Oh, I understand what she did. She just did it to protect her daughter. Look at all the shit she did. She let a woman outside. She left her to die and be eaten by walkers. All the stuff I just mentioned. Ginny is not a nice person. I don't understand why people are, getting sympathetic and worrying about her character and saying, oh, Morgan's right. I don't get it. I just don't see any redeeming qualities in her character, and I don't understand why other people do. And the fact that Dakota is a daughter, that changes nothing for me. So, yeah, I don't know. So Ginny is taken to a cell where Morgan, Alicia and June are. Morgan and Alicia disappear, and then June talks to her and tries to find out why John was killed, why Dakota killed John. And basically she figures out that the reason that John died was because Ginny covered up what Dakota did, and then Dakota killed John. And then she gets really pissed at Ginny, although I think she should actually be more pissed at Dakota, seeing as Dakota was the one who killed John, but there you go. June shoots Ginny in the head and kills her, and walks out the cell, and then we get this scene of June walking through like she's the most baddest woman in all the land, and it was just so cheesy. I get what the writers were trying to do here, but I just don't think that Jenna Elfman was able to pull it off. It was just something about the way she was strutting along and mixed in with her motionless face, just walking along like that. It just made me laugh, that she was trying to be this cool and badass, awe-inspiring character walking through the town like, I'm the baddest motherfucker in all the land. And I was just thinking, this is just pathetic. Like, this is just laughable. It just didn't work for me, I'm sorry, And the overreaction from the rest of the cast as she walked along just didn't work either. I mean, Dwight comes out and he looks at her with his mouth open and looks absolutely gormless, and that just made me burst out laughing. June! Oh my god, June is so cool. I wish I was like her. Huh? I'm not against the decision to have June kill Ginny, but that doesn't make her this cool, badass character. I've seen a lot of people online saying, oh, she's Carol 2.0. She's not. Carol blew up a whole bloody compound of cannibals. You know, this woman's just killed one person who was in a cell, defenseless, and is now walking out like she's some kind of gangster. Like, no, I'm sorry. And I think because of the way this episode ended, there's loads of people going, oh, this is the best episode of Fear ever. I loved it. But I just think that the ending is just trying to paper over the cracks of the rest of the episode. You know, I don't think it changes that the rest of the episode was pretty bad just because it had this ending, and I don't think the ending was that great anyway. Also, before I end this video, fuck Sherry. I mean, Dwight travelled, you know, across the entire country to find her, and then he asks her to come into the community, and she says, oh no, I won't find what I'm looking for in there. Like, your fucking husband's in there. What's wrong with you? Like, I just don't care about her anymore either, which is annoying because I liked her in the first episode she was introduced, but I think they should have just left it there. Her and Dwight go their separate ways, but with her now being here and just saying random shit like this, it's just irritating me. Like, I don't care about her either. So yeah, fuck Sherry, fuck Morgan, fuck this episode. So yeah, I didn't like this episode. At least the whole Ginny saga is over now. I didn't like her. I didn't think she was a great villain at all. And you know, a lot of people seem to really like her, and I don't quite understand why. I just felt that she was, you know, the next in the line of bad villains that we've had on Fear the Walking Dead, or rubbish villains that we've had since the end of season 3. So I'm glad that's over. I have no idea where the show's going to go now. I'm guessing that those people who were after that nuclear submarine or whatever it was, they're going to be in the show now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just finding it hard now, like I said, to find the motivation to carry on. They killed John. Characters like Luciana and Daniel don't do anything. They're not the same. They're the characters that I used to like. Morgan is just this OP character who just does everything and, you know, just puts all the other characters to shame and puts them at the sidelines, which just isn't fair. I mean, Alicia isn't even a main character anymore. Like, she had, what, a couple of lines in this episode? It's just the Morgan show, isn't it? So it just felt like 6A was a lot better when they had these separate stories. Now they put all the cast together. It's just become a mess, in my opinion. And I have my doubts for, you know, the rest of this season, for the rest of 6B. If it carries on like this, it's not going to be very good. So there you go. That's just my thoughts. I didn't like this episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Did you dislike it? Or do you think, once again, I'm wrong and, you know, this episode was very good and you might have liked last week's episode as well? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you all very soon. And when I do see you, all this hair should be gone. I've actually got a haircut on Thursday, which my girlfriend will be very happy about because she hates long hair on guys. So yeah, get my hair cut. So I won't be bald, but it will be a lot shorter when I return. So anyway, I'll stop talking now. Bye.